some challenges in life, and I just want to assure him here today that we want to absolutely hear his side of the story. We know that his wife would have shared sometime, maybe about a week ago or so, but he is 54 years old and he's been here since 22 years of age. He has four boys, one daughter, and as he continues his treatment and he has some medical things going on, he shared that he's been saved. His life has been saved with kidney transplant, and he is grateful to the Lord for all those things that has happened in his life. And I do want to just start the conversation real briefly, and then we'll come back after the break to share a little bit more. Mr. Davis, welcome in to 106 Live Radio.
Good morning, and I thank you for allowing me to share my story. Last week, my ex-wife had shared some of her story about domestic violence, and I just wanted to share my side of the story about it. That domestic violence doesn't, it affects all shapes of life, all across the world. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Indian, whatever. I moved up north when I was 22 years old from the South and stayed there for almost 20 years. Moved back to the South, and during that time, me and my ex-wife was still married, had been going through a lot. I had substance abuse issues down through those years. And, one thing about domestic violence and people that has been sexually abused coming up through their life, a lot of times the abused can become the abuser. And, through those years, some things that had happened in my marriage that I didn't think I would ever, didn't think it would ever happen, me and my ex-wife had went through back and forth, separated, get back together. And the one time we separated, I stayed away for about 4 years. And one of my sons had started causing issues, running away from home. So I came back, for the sole purpose of my children. And, during that period, my ex-wife stabbed me in the back. I was almost paralyzed. That part of domestic violence, I almost lost my life. I almost lost the ability to walk, but God, saw different. He saved me. Wow. And that didn't happen. Like I say, sometimes the abused can become the abuser. There was a time that in my marriage that my wife tried to get me to have a three-way sex thing with her and her friend, but it didn't happen. I didn't allow that to happen. And it was just a lot of different things going on. And
yeah, it does sound like a lot. It does sound like a lot. And we do want to get in a little bit more into the depths of your story. So we'll take a break and we'll come right back in to hear your side of the story, because I'm here to facilitate these journeys here on this month. We're doing domestic violence and breast cancer awareness. And so let the truth be known. We're going to continue to share your story. Thank you so much, sir. Can you hold on for me, please?
Yes.
Awesome. 106 Live Radio.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Heart attacks and strokes don't stay home. So don't avoid the ER out of anxiety. Don't die of doubt. If you have an emergency, call 911. When seconds count, the hospital is the safest place to be.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well,
I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working.
I got laid off twice, but you got to keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows and music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
Celebrate the fighters, the conquerors, the strong, the brave, the beautiful women who wear pink every single day. Over 220,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer, and over 40,000 lose their lives to it every single year, losing mothers, daughters, sisters, and friends. But knowing it exists is half the battle. Tune in all month long as 106 Live Radio brings you tips on how to detect this horrible disease early. And to those warriors, we walk with you, we stand with you, we fight with you, and together we will beat breast cancer.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. 'Cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Getting caught up in the here and now has a tendency to wear me down. Am I really free if I'm thinking about only temporary things? The world screaming so loud when I'm locked in the middle of my doubt. When I'm lost in the rhythm of the crowd, I hear heaven calling me. Don't wanna be another victim, falling prey to the system. When you've called me into the kingdom, hey, I know I am a citizen of heaven. My eternity forever is yours, yours. I know I am a citizen of heaven. My identity forever is yours, yours. Yeah. Come on. I can see it breaking through the clouds. You made the soul to be glory bound. I can hardly keep my feet on the ground, 'cause I know I will be free. Lord, would you open up the gates wide? Gonna step into a new life. No way I'm ever leaving your side. Oh, I know I am a citizen of heaven. My eternity forever is yours, yours. I know I am a citizen of heaven. My identity forever is yours, yours. Now, oh, glory, glory. Oh, hallelujah. When I rise, come alive, I'm gonna fly to you. Oh, glory, glory. Oh, hallelujah. When I rise, come alive, I'm gonna fly to you. Ooh, 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 I know I am a citizen of heaven. My eternity forever is yours, yours. I know I am a citizen of heaven. My identity forever is yours, yours. I know I am a citizen of heaven. My eternity forever is yours, yours. Citizen of heaven.
Yes, yes, yes. We are here, 106 Live Radio. I'm your host, Tinasha Gray, and I am on a conversation today. We have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Davis concerning his side of the story. What are we talking about? Well, a couple weeks, actually, yes, it seems like it was the 1st of October. We started off this journey here speaking to Mrs. about her story concerning domestic violence. And she shared, her husband listened, and actually ex-husband listened. And today he is here to share his side of the story. We want to give him an opportunity to share the things that happened on his journey with domestic violence. Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for holding. And we have started talking about some of the things that you've experienced in your walk and in your marriage relationship. And now, just to clarify, you are previously married to that individual, married to someone else, but you do have children together.
Yes.
Okay. So some of the things that you experienced considering it to be abuse were, like you said, you got stabbed in the back.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What other things?
Well, there was domestic violence going on between me and her as far as financial issues. And then, like I said, at the time I had substance abuse issues. But since then, God has helped me tremendously with that. My thing was, when you're in a marriage or whatever the relationship is, it shouldn't be that the one person is always important. The two of you are always important, because marriage is an institution. And when you allow things to get in between your marriage and it starts turning into, violence, you fighting and harming each other, it's real. It could turn into something bad. Someone could lose their life, seriously injured, and I think that for one thing, when you're in a marriage and someone in the marriage is having issues, no matter if it's mental health, because mental health is very real. You should pull one another up and not, try to pull one another down, not speak bad about that person or do things to try to deter that person or, continue to say or do things to make that person seem like that things would never get better for them,
So you were both involved in, abusing each other. And of course, there was some issues that needed to be worked out. And as human beings, we believe that you could talk about things and you can work things out, whether it's with a counselor or just within your own relationships, but it's not always easy. So how this all got started? Like, I'm pretty sure when you were dating or you got to know each other, you were being kind to her as she was being kind to you. So how this all got started? How did it escalate into levels like what we're talking about?
Well, as time went on, I had got involved with, someone that I shouldn't have been dealing with. That got me involved into substance abuse issues. And, after our first child together was born, she wasn't working at the time. I was the sole breadwinner. And, a lot of times I was blessed to always have a job to make good money, and it became, financial issues about money, sometimes the people can have the love of money in their hearts, and that's not a good thing. I would give up money to do what needed to be done, but sometimes I would keep a little money in my pocket. And that became a very big issue, over and over and over again. A lot of times I would have to lie about how much I was making on certain jobs, because if I told how much money I was really making, it would be a fight. If I didn't give up the majority of that money, and if I would always give up enough money to pay the bills and then some.
Okay, and that's what we heard. We heard that part of the story where you held back monies, but I mean, we know in every relationship there's issues, going on, and we are never promoting, lying and hitting each other and all of that. However, this is your story and you're talking about the things that happened to you. Mr. Davis, we will be right back after this break to share a little bit more, okay?
Okay.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. 106 Live Radio.
.106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader.
Streaming live from Atlanta to a global audience on your favorite device from Source of Wellness Media. We are 106inspiration.com.
The Tinasha Gray Radio Show on 106 Live Radio. Experience the difference.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, oh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I'm weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, oh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I'm weak. And you say I am held taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. You'll have every failure, God. You'll have every victory. Ooh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I'm yours, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe, oh, I believe, yes, I believe what you say of me. I believe.
If it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, I don't know where I would be. Fellowship, let's go.
My testimony is real. I came this far by faith. My road ain't always been smooth, but it don't look like everything I've been through. The truth is I'm kept blessed by the best, and one word describes the rest. Everybody say grace, grace. Everybody say grace. By faith my future is bright. He's brought me from a mighty long way. I walk by faith and not sight. Oh yeah, that's how I made it where I am today. The truth is I'm kept blessed by the best, and one word describes the rest. Everybody say grace, grace. Everybody say grace.
I don't deserve it. I'm talking about me. You know me better than I do. I make some mistakes, and I'm not right all the time. But I know He is a friend of mine. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me. Oh, I can't thank you enough. Yeah, grace. Oh, time and time again. Oh, grace. You never left my side. Oh, grace. Yeah, nobody can do me like you do. You do. Thank you for bringing me through. Oh, grace, grace is sufficient for me. Don't know about you. All I know, He'll bring you through. Hey, hey, hey. Sometimes I feel like I can't make it, but I'm making it. It's because of your grace.
God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. I want you to know wherever you need God's grace, it's always sufficient, on time, and exactly what you need.
Amazing grace, how sweet,
how sweet, how sweet,
grace, how sweet.
Your grace is sweet,
Grace, how
sweet, and it make it sweeter, sweeter.
How sweet.
Whoa, sweeter, sweet, sweeter. Love, thank you for sweet.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Greetings and welcome back to Tinasha Gray Show here on 106 Live Radio. It's a beautiful day in the ATL, and I do have the pleasure of introducing co-host Kimberley Sanders. She is here with me, and we're going to rock together today. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning. It's so good to actually be back in the studio today.
I know.
I haven't
COVID
been
tried
here.
to stop us.
Oh my gosh. I came in, I'm like, why does everything look different? Where'd that door come from?
We've upgraded
Yeah, I
since
see
COVID-19.
that. I see that.
You know, whatever life throws you, you take it with grace and you throw it right back.
I get
Pivot.
that. And this has been an interesting show already so far.
Yes.
Usually it doesn't, I feel like it gets interesting. Like the party starts when we get here together. But we have been talking today to hear the other side of the story. Often we only get one side.
Yeah.
We don't get the benefit of having both sides of the story because we know we process things different. We understand things different, and each story has more than one side. So it's been very interesting today to hear what it felt like to be on the other side of that.
Yeah, and I have to admit that when his Mr. Davis' ex-wife came on, she said that she was the abuser in some of the cases, and she also said that she received. So, of course, Mr. Davis was listening, and he heard, and he called in. So now we have the pleasure of allowing him to share his story, and that's what we do. We facilitate this story right here on 106 Live Radio during the month of October. And so we want to welcome Mr. Davis back in. Are you there, sir?
Yes. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you just really giving light to what it is that you're feeling. Because if you're at home or wherever you are driving, or you're at work and you're listening to this and you're saying, okay, well, I hear what she had to say, but my side of the story is a little bit different. I'd love for you to share what are some of the differences within the story.
Well, my thing is that, domestic violence to me, it doesn't have to be physical all the time. It could be mental abuse also, where, on her end, I started fighting back because, I got tired of being attacked, verbally and physically. If you kick a dog enough times, eventually he'll bite back, correct? So after that, made a drastic move from the north to the south, and I began to have health issues. At that point, I was in kidney failure, and my kidneys were declining rapidly. And, in a marriage, you say you together through thick and thin, but that wasn't the case. She turned her back on me and said that I was no longer any good to her if I couldn't work. I think she was under the impression it would take years for me to receive disability, but that wasn't the case because I became dependent upon dialysis. So my disability was immediately awarded. But by that time, I had just left and moved out. One morning, she was taking me to my dialysis treatment, but she didn't take me there. She drove me all the way to her job. And I got to the red light and I got out of the car and walked away and got on the bus, caught the train to dialysis, and I never went back. And, and I felt like in the relationship with her, I couldn't progress. I couldn't be the man that I wanted to be. I felt like I was in a cage because she was always demeaning me. You know, instead of trying to help me with the issue I had, she berated me, you know, and we fought, and that got old, you know, and I had to leave. I had to get away, you know, in order for me to heal and become the man that I needed to be able to help my children when they needed me to help. You know, I stayed around long enough for them to be old enough to say, hey, Dad, there's a problem. I need to talk to you, you know, where they could pretty much, you know, defend themselves if I was not around, you know. And, you know, ever since then, you know, my life has had a few ups and downs, but now my life is great, stable. You know, I thank God. You know, I received a life-saving transplant. And, you know, like I say, there's always another side of the story. You know, down through the years, you know, like I said, she would attack me and I would do nothing a lot of times. But then I started fighting back, which I shouldn't have. I felt bad about that, you know, but, you know, in a lot of situations, you have to defend yourself. You know, you just can't sit there and just take abuse. You know, it's like when you're a kid coming up and you're being bullied all the time. Well, eventually you're going to fight back because you're going to get tired of being bullied. You know, I was told as a kid, if you come home crying from getting beat up, then you're going to get another beating when you get home for not fighting back. You know, but, you know, I thank God that I have grown and I was able to put that part of my life, you know, in the past and not look back, you know, and still after two people are divorced and go on their separate ways after years, I still think there should be a respect of confidentiality there that you don't go back and open up old wounds, because I felt like that opened up wounds to my children about the past.
Okay, but
you
sir,
know?
I do have to say, and not to negate from what you believe, but if you're telling your story from your perspective, you're telling what you would do, because we can't tell other people how to respond to what has happened in their past. I have stories, and I would love the freedom to tell my story the way it is. Now, I do believe we ought to speak truth.
Yes.
And also, what this month is about is breaking the silence on all violence, all domestic violence. So we have to give place to have the story for it to be told. We have to hear from both sides, and that's how people heal. And that's what we're asking. We're asking for stories so that we can speak to them, so that we can hear, so people will know that they're not the only ones that are experiencing that. Now, what you're sharing from your perspective is very, very different from what we heard from the other side of this story. But we all see things through our filter, and we understand that when we're in the thick of it, we don't always see clearly. So right now, as we're getting to the process of healing, as we're going through that, as you have received more from Christ, as you have started to understand, you know, kind of who you are, and she is understanding who she is, you guys are realizing that there are different parts that are important to talk about. And I don't think that the intention was necessarily to cause wounds to be reopened, but it's part of her healing.
So, question, can you tell me why she stabbed you? Like, why would she have placed, because that's a serious thing. And, you know, that could have been the end of your life. So why would someone want to do that? What warranted something? Not that it warranted, but what led up to that?
Well, during that time, I had separated from my ex-wife. I moved out of the house. You know, she didn't kick me out. I moved out. You know, I was living in a hotel, and the job that I was working, started a relationship with a young lady as friends, and it turned into something else. And I end up, you know, seeing this young lady for almost 4 years. You know, I would still take care of my kids, you know, and one weekend I had my kids with me. And something was wrong with my vehicle. So I borrowed my friend's vehicle to take my kids back home, enable for them to go to school the next day. So as I pulled up to drop my kids off, I noticed that my ex-wife was sitting out on the front porch, and I was like, wow, that's unusual. She never sits out. And as I let my children out of the car and they went into the house, she came out to the street and attacked me. The young lady, the car that I was using, she was driving the car. And she attacked me and tried to attack the young lady in the car.
So that was your affair partner.
Right. And this has been like after 2.5, maybe, 2 years of me not being, at home with my ex-wife. And she came out there and she just, went ballistic. And I tried to stop her, before something bad was going to happen. And I pushed her away. And as I pushed her away, I turned around and walked back towards the car. And I felt this sharp pain going to my back, like somebody hit me with their fist. And when she pulled the knife out, I just noticed I had my clothes were blood soaked. And once I got to the emergency room, they couldn't do anything because it was a 1/2 inch from my spine. Any closer, I would have been paralyzed. And that was the good grace of God that did not happen. So, the state took over and wanted to file charges, attempt murder, but I did not file, because if I would have proceeded with pressing charges against my children's mother, and then she would have went to jail, then my kids would have been in disarray, So I stepped back. I didn't, want to go any further. I just wanted to continue to walk away and just thank God that I walked away with my life and I wasn't paralyzed, And after that incident, I pretty much went on with my life because I was like, that was a bit too much, me being stabbed and could have been paralyzed. But a few years later, I moved away to Massachusetts to work for a company there as an over-the-road truck driver. And I came home one weekend. I flew home because my son had ran away from home. And we located my son, got him back home, and I flew back to Massachusetts. But then about a year later, I came back, to my family. Yet I had left the other young lady that I was dealing with. I ended that relationship and just moved on away. And I came back, like I said, for my kids, to try to be there for them. And, that's when the move to the South, my ex-wife moved, to the South also. And that's when I started to have health problems. And it seems like, she turned her back on me. There was no more domestic violence going on at that time. Just a lot of mental abuse and verbal abuse.
Wow.
And
Wow. You've really experienced a lot, just as many of the others that we've been hearing. And I think it's terrible what's been happening in families and relationships, to the elderly, to children, and this must stop.
I do have some questions to ask you, but
we're going to take a break.
Yeah, I do want to come back with something because we want to talk about how to prevent this. What are the steps that we could do next? We've dug, a little bit into your story, and you're right, it is pulling up a lot of feelings and things, but we want to know, what are some things that maybe you've learned through this that you can help with our listeners? Because the goal of National Domestic Violence Prevention Month is just that, is to work on the prevention part of it. So hopefully during the break, you can take a thought and think about what it is that you can help. How can this help? That's the goal. Okay.
And we'll be right back. Thank you so much. 106 Live Radio.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Philadelphia. Local time is 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is 67 degrees. At this time, you are now free to use your cellular devices.
You know that feeling when you get to turn your phone on after the plane lands? You can have that feeling every time you drive. Make sure your cell phone is stowed away whenever you are behind the wheel.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change, called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows in music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
I know it's all you've got to just be strong. And it's a fight just to keep it together. I know you think that you are too far gone, but hope is never lost. Hope is never lost.
In the darkest of times, it is hard to see a way out until it's too late. Domestic violence is a Goliath that a lot of us don't have the weaponry or the tools to defeat. 1 out of 4 women and 1 out of 8 men will experience domestic violence at some point in their life, and the numbers continue to increase. Battery to women is the leading death over muggings, car accidents, and rape combined. And more than 10 million children every year will witness this tragedy. This causing depression, hopelessness, and worst of all, suicide. We here at 106 Live Radio want to bring you the facts and encourage everyone to help break the silence, report the signs, and break this cycle. Together, we can end this abuse. Together, we can fight against domestic violence. And together, we can be the light in the darkest of times.
Hold on, don't let go. Hey, hold on, don't let go. Just stay one step closer, one foot in front of the other. You'll get through this. Just follow the light in the darkness. You're gonna be okay.
Thank you for being with us here on 106 Live Radio. I'm your host, Tinasha Gray, and I'm hanging with Kimberley Saunders. Together, we are just doing ministry.
Absolutely.
And we love it.
Right. And of course, October, we have been talking about through stories of domestic violence, because October, as you know, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And so we're looking at talking about prevention now. We've heard a little bit of two sides of this story, and some of them are coming across very different. But what I asked Mr. Davis before the break is if he could give us some advice on what to do differently. Like, how would you change your story? And I got to talk to you a little bit out during the commercial break, and you told me to sit down and actually have conversations, to work on trying to talk things out. You talked about getting counseling. What are some of the other things that you think can be helpful now that you've experienced and you've both been the victim and you have been the abuser from your side of the story? And I believe we heard similar things of being both the abuser and the abused from the other side of your story, from your ex-wife. So what can you give us, Mr. Davis, a couple of quick tips that would help somebody in this situation?
Well, like I was saying, when you get in a relationship with someone, you don't know each other from A to Z. You get to know one another. And if you have any dark secrets, anything that's hidden, bring it out, talk about it, no matter what it is. Like you say, a lot of people don't want to talk about that they've been sexually abused, that they have a alcohol problem or substance abuse issue, because they're ashamed to talk about it. But don't be ashamed, because whatever you're harboring, once it comes out later, it could just create a lot of problems, and you didn't tell me this at first. You didn't tell me you had that problem. Well, you didn't tell me that had happened to you. That's why you're acting this way, so it's best to lay everything out on the table, and if you figure that it's going to be an issue in your relationship, then, move on, just be friends, don't get involved into a relationship that you think the issues that you have is going to cause a problem, because, like I say, if you're married, man and wife, you should be able to help each other and pull one another up. We said I do to each other till the end, and a lot of times these days, it doesn't happen that way. Times are much different. But sitting down, talking, getting counseling, if there's a minister or a church that you're involved in, sit down and counsel with your minister. Let them know what's going on, and come up with a solution, and if separating and going your separate ways is the solution, then do that. It may hurt. You may not want to do that, but a lot of times you got to do what you got to do.
You're right. You're right. Absolutely.
To keep your life stable so you can continue to grow and move forward.
Well, I tell you what, we are advocates of premarital counseling, of marital counseling, of all types of relationship counseling, of which that's one of the strongest things that I do in my personal practice is relationship counseling. So what you're saying is definitely true. It is important to get somebody else involved, to actually have a conversation. You want to know you don't need to know every deepest, darkest detail of what they're going through. You don't need to pour everything out on the table for you guys to sort through and then decide, judge whether or not somebody is worthy of continuing a relationship. But what you don't want to do is hide things. What you don't want to do is purposely hold them back, and then they kind of come out later. What happens when you hold on to anger, when you hold on to hurt, you either implode or you explode. And this we saw both from both sides of your story. We heard versions of imploding. We heard versions of exploding. We heard of physical stabbing in the back, and we heard of feeling like you were stabbed in the back from having relationships outside of the marriage. There were lots of things that happened within your relationship that you now know were not the best ways to start a relationship. So we appreciate that the opportunity to give you to talk about the things that you've learned through this experience and what you can do. Now I can tell through our message boards that we have we're both seeing both your ex-wife and your son now that has some questions and some things that he wanted to talk about. So I'm not sure that this story is quite finished.
Yes. They may have to seek some type of peaceful resolution. And it may be that you just have to probably invite them to a meeting where there is a mediator and you guys have planned a session. I would suggest plan some type of intervention where there can be peace and resolution can come. It's possible.
Right.
It's possible. Obviously, there is still some hurting. I believe your son, Marquise, is also sharing thoughts on there. He may have some questions. And so I would suggest that you guys take it, to the Lord and take it with someone who can sit with you, because we're going to move on. We do have another guest in line who's going to come in and speak about her story, Miss Robin, and she's here. And so we're excited, that you've brought some things to the forefront. She has brought some things to the forefront. I believe son is having some questions, and I would strongly suggest and pray that the God in heaven would give you guys what we call reconciliation. We believe it's the best gift that God has given to humanity.
Right.
And do you have
And
a final thought?
Yes, and I thank you all so much for allowing me to tell some of my story this morning. That's a load off of me, something that I've held in for a while that I don't share with anyone. And it feels good to be able to get that out.
Thank you so much. Yes.
And if what I've said could help anyone, I hope that it will, because it's very important, like I said, to sit down and talk about
I
things.
believe it is. It's been a very interactive morning. I believe it has helped, will help, and most importantly, you and your family and your generations for years to come. Any final thought?
No, just ask everyone to continue to have strong faith in the Lord, and be patient and diligent and wait on Him, and good things will happen.
We concur.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hands up high. EC.
I confess, SOS, I need you daily. Can't lie, say the pain don't faze me. My God, who gon' help these babies? My.
I've been in the fire so long, I can't get burned no more. I thought you was putting out the flame, but it was rain from the storm. That's over my head, making me stressed all day long. They won't let me rest, it's on my chest. I ain't that strong. I need a lifeline right now. 911 won't do. My back's against the wall now. Done all that I could do. I prayed every prayer, went to every service like I know how. Just a ship without a sail. I'm lost without your help. I need help. Oh, Lord, I need your help. that I do, but to tell the truth, sometimes I don't. But it ain't about my will, it's all about what you want. Family used to be first, things getting worse in my home. My brother is hurt, we need a word, it's too far gone. I need a lifeline right now, 911 won't do, my back's against the wall now. Done all that I could do, I prayed every prayer, went through every service like I know how. Just a ship without a sail, I'm lost without your help. Lord, it's me this time. Said I'm crying, Lord, yeah. I just can't make it if I don't have you. Said I really
need. Dear Lord, I need a little help now, see? I feel left out, I can't tell my right from my left now. But my mama's crying cause my daddy's dying. He got pains all in his chest now. My daughter's having these nightmares. I might be wrong, but I'm right here, yeah. I'm trying to hold on when my hands hurt or the ropes out. Cause when life fights, it don't fight fair. So I'm leaning all on these ropes now. And I got hope, but it's slow now. So I'm leaning all on these quotes now. Like never leave me, won't forsake me. If you don't help me, I don't make it.
Such a never leave me. So come on, Jesus. Lord, yeah. Lord, yeah. Does anybody need the Lord? Yeah. I can't make it without you, Lord. Oh. Somebody laying in the hospital right now. Need you to make it over. God, I just lost my daddy. I need. Yes, I need. Oh, yes, I need. Yeah, yeah.
Zay, I think it's time to do it again. Yeah. Gorilla Faith.
Ooh, I've been telling mountain move, get out my way. Ooh, I've been knocking down demons like a heavyweight. The roar of the lion, Judah, boom, baby. I'm talking real big, yeah. I got gorilla faith. Even if I fall, I'll never hit the ground. I'm so high, you can never bring me down. And even if my enemies surround me, I'm not afraid. I ain't the mustard seeds. I got gorilla faith. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. I got gorilla faith. I got gorilla faith. I got gorilla faith. I got gorilla faith. Yeah, yeah. Never thought I would fall. I keep coming back. Hit you with the left hook, oh, and I'ma keep fighting back. And you can't find nobody that's realer. Cause I got faith like a gorilla. Oh, my faith is super strong, stronger than crazy glue. And you keep amazing me, that's why I keep praising you. And I just be getting stronger, and life be getting harder. The MJ of the gospel, I moonwalk on the water. Ooh, I've been telling mountain move, get out my way. I've been knocking down demons like a heavyweight. The roar of the lion, Judah, boom, baby. I'm talking real big, yeah. I got gorilla faith. Even if I fall, I'll never hit the ground. I'm so high, you can never bring me down. And even if my enemies surround me, I'm not afraid. I ain't the mustard seeds. I got gorilla faith. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been changing this game. I've been doing it for a minute. While you're out here talking, we get out here living. We get out in them streets. We been saving them souls. You ain't about that life, but if you want, let's go. I was beating my fist on my chest as I was making the sound. Gorilla face, yeah boy, I'm a King Kong. I sing songs, I'm win some. 50,000, I'll stay them whole. With the power of the Holy Ghost, increase the faith, my only goal. Oh, I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm having faith for real. I'm having faith. Got a meal on my plate for real. So I say my grave. Plus I know the enemy work. So I gotta pray. I did flavor pack. I gotta get thanks. Gotta get thanks to the Most High. I'm going to heaven when I die. Got an angel with me, we gon' pop out. Holy go flow, what you talking about? Shout out to Angela Robert. She a big dog at my mom. Just wanna tell her I love her. I give her praise cause I love her. Amen. Amen.
I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. I got gorilla face. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Let us remember that we are the United States of America. We are one race. That is the human race. Hate will not win. As we came together in 2011, let us be reminded that we are greater, stronger, and mightier together. Let us unite and fight terrorism, hatred, and discrimination. United we stand, divided we fall.
This message has been brought to you by C. Harper Services Enterprise.
From every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty.
I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, in spite of the air.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows and music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
I am leaving this place now, letting go of all my fears, saying goodbye to the memories I hold dear. I can finally breathe again. It's a new day, farewell past. As I close this chapter, I set free at last. Oh, I say I made up my mind. There's no turning back. The past is behind me. There's no looking back. I'm looking forward, not behind. I made the decision to give you my life, and there's no looking back. Oh, and there's no looking back. And there's no looking back. Every step I take is new. I found courage to go on. Though it's rough sometimes, I still have to be strong. I may have to walk alone, but the one who lives inside me is always there to comfort and to guide. And I wanna say I made up my mind. There's no turning back. The past is behind. There's no looking back. I'm looking forward, not behind. I made a decision. I give you my life. No looking back. And there's no looking back. There's no looking back. And there's no looking back. And there's no looking back. There's no looking back. Oh, I can see the sun breaking through the clouds. Lift my hands 'cause I'm alright now. I can shout about it, I can laugh about it, I can talk about it.
no looking back. Right here on 106 Live Radio, we declare there's no looking back. We are moving forward. And today we have been speaking with Mr. Davis, sharing his story. And now we're moving forward with Miss Robin Shockley. She is the founder of Focus Forward with Robin. And so we are excited to speak with her. She is a columnist writer for multiple magazines like Pain to Purpose, Bold Plus, and also Scars of Survival. And she is a professional maximizer awards director, right? And we love to have these conversations with individuals who are interesting as Robin is. And today, when we get to speak with her, we just want to really hear her story as it relates to domestic violence. She is also an entrepreneur. She is a media publicist and television talk show host and motivational speaker. So you do a lot in the community, and we value and cherish that type of inspiration that you are to others out there. Kimberley Saunders is with me, and I just want to find out, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. It's good to be back in the studio. Like I said, this is the first time since March that I've actually been like behind the mic and not in my closet on my phone with my headphones on calling in. And this is a very important topic, talking about domestic violence, not just because I'm a counselor, but because I'm a lover of Christ. And I know that it's not his best. And I know that what he wants and why he sent Jesus was for us to live our best lives. And that does not include violence of any time. That doesn't include, the jealousy, the controlling behavior, the isolation, the blame, and the physical and emotional violence that comes along with it. So what we're doing this month is sharing stories. We're getting into conversations, and we want to offer different perspectives. We want to hear from you guys of what's really going on. I myself have not been through most of the things that our callers and our guests have, but it's important to share, because the point of this month is breaking the silence and breaking the cycle. And you can't break that cycle without breaking the silence. You have to be willing to speak up so that you can get help. And that is a scary proposition. It is hard, and we don't always know how to do it. So it's important that we have these opportunities and guests that will share their story about this. So thank you for being here.
And yes, we do want to introduce you to Miss Robin Shockley. She is she believes that her purpose in life is the link between the person who needs help and the person who can help. And so she motivates people to recognize their potential, their purpose, and their passion. And today, as the founder of Girls Gifted for God Outreach, she is here to speak with us about her most defining moments. Hello, Robin. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
Yes, we are excited to hear your story as a bridge maker, one who inspires others. Tell me a little bit about how their story started, and then we'll take a break and come back and hear.
All right, super. I grew up in a wonderful home. I have a wonderful family. My parents they're just great. I grew up in a Christian home, and my stepdad raised me since I was like 3 or 4 years old, and we went to church and everything. And so I grew up in a picture perfect home. I never saw my parents get in fights, or there was definitely no domestic violence, but there was a negative part to it because I never saw them disagree either. So every argument or disagreement, it was kept in quiet, right? So I grew up thinking my life had to be picture perfect, that everything had to be just right. So, when I got older and I became a teenager, and, I get married, I fall in love, and, I fall in love with a guy. He's a little bit older than me. And I just, I wanted to get out of the house. You know how young people are. And that's why my heart is so passionate towards young women, especially because, they're wanting to transition from one place to another, and they're in the middle making decisions, and that's where I was. And I came from a home, everything stays in the home, and you keep things private. And back then you didn't have anything going on as far as counseling or therapy or psychiatry, anything like that. And so mentoring, definitely not. And so, or wasn't made aware of. And so when I got married, I was just trying to get out of the house just to get on my own. I was one of them rebels. I was a good girl. Don't get me wrong. I was a really good girl, but I just was like I'm going to do it my way, And so I was very headstrong. I was firstborn. I was very headstrong. And so when I got married, it started before the marriage, actually. And so I should have picked up on signs, and I didn't. But I was so desperate to go ahead and get married. My parents had already, put money down for things, and they didn't have a lot of money, And so I guilt set in, And my dream in life was always just to be a wife and to have kids and raise a family. That's all I cared about. And so with that, I was determined I was going to have that picture perfect life too, right? I was determined that I was going to have, the white picket fence. I was going to have the family. I was going to have the perfect husband and all this. But, when you go into a marriage, you don't realize that there's baggage from both parties, right? So the woman has baggage and the man has baggage. Well, my life, I grew up picture perfect. So I'm thinking I'm perfect. I don't have no issues, and I didn't know the issues that he grew up in. He grew up in, violence, ugliness, arguing, bickering, and all that. So we clashed. And so when we clashed, I wanted things to be perfect and he wanted to avoid. And so in the beginning of our marriage, because I was married for 28 years, we were together 29. And in the beginning, I honestly, and I'm owning up to this, I did provoke him in the beginning. I would stand in front of the television a lot of times while he's watching sports because I wanted attention. And I would unplug this is immaturity because I'm only 18, 19 years old, right? So I would unplug the TV and stand in front of the TV and tell him, we're going to talk. We're going to deal with this. We're going to have a perfect marriage. That's my idea, because I think I know it all, right? And so I would do that and it would just cause an argument and stuff. And that's when it would just, I was provoked, and no man should lay no hand on no woman. But, I owned up to me stepping in and doing that. And so anyway, it went on for quite a while in secrets and in silence. And I don't know how much more you want me to go into with that, but there's a lot.
We're getting lost in your story, but we'll be right back after this break.
Okay.
Robin Shockley
okay.
on 106 Live Radio.
106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader. 106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader.
Streaming live from Atlanta to a global audience on your favorite device. From Source of Wellness Media, we are 106inspiration.com.
The Tinasha Gray Radio Show on 106 Live Radio. Experience the difference.
Working for my good, yeah, 'cause he's intentional, never failing. I know that all things are working for my good, yeah, 'cause he's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. He's intentional. Hey, and He's never failing. All things are working for my good. He's intentional. He's never failing. All things are working. Hey, that all things are working for my good. Yes, they are. Yeah, that all things are working for my good. Yeah, all things are working for my good. All right, hands up, say, we can smile because we know it's working. Through the hurt and the pain, I know it's working for my good. I know it's working for my good. This is my part. I don't have to worry because it's working for me. Yeah, it's working for me. Yeah, and I believe it's working for me. I can smile again, and I don't have to worry because it's working for me. Yeah, it's working for me. Yeah, it's working for me. Come on, sing that out and say that. I don't have to worry, God. It's working for me. Yeah, it's working for me. It's working for me. I can hold my head up. It's working. Hey, get your confidence back. Sing, I don't have to worry. It's working for me. Hey, my faith is rising now. It's working for me. And although I can't see how, it's working for me. I know that He's intentional. Yes, He is. He's been doing it for a long time. He's been doing it for a long time. And I can give Him my trust now. I can give Him my praise now. He's intentional. And it's never
I wake up, I feel it. Those fears are back again. Can't shake them, can't make them ever fade, ever end. Am I good enough? Do I measure up? Feels like a war I can't win. But I wasn't given the spirit of fear, I was given the power of love. Everything I've been fighting against, I'm gonna lift it up. I wanna be fearless, no holding back, no backing down. Fearless, because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown, lead me and I'll go. Come set me free, God, I wanna be fearless. I want to be fearless. I want to be. These mountains, these giants will fall at a single word. In your name, in your strength, I'm more than a conqueror. I wasn't given the spirit of fear, I was given the power of love. Everything I've been fighting against, I'm gonna lift it up. I wanna be fearless, no holding back, no backing down. Fearless, because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown, lead me and I'll go. Come set me free, God, I wanna be fearless. I want to be fearless. I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name, I'll walk out in faith. I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name, and I'll walk out in faith. I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid. I'll call on your name, and I'll walk out in faith. I'm gonna be fearless.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Welcome back to Tinasha Gray Show here on 106 Live Radio. I'm your host, Tinasha Gray, and I'm hanging with Kimberley Saunders in the 106 Live Radio studio. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Miss Robin, and just knowing that Robin has been a domestic violence advocate. She's been going around the country, just sharing stories, asking people to share their whys on social media is some of the things that she's doing. She's an actress. She is doing a whole lot in the community, published author, and we appreciate you being here. Kimberley, what are your thoughts so far? We know that she has a lot to share on the topic of domestic violence.
Oh my gosh, Robin, your story, we've gotten able to talk a little bit behind the scenes, and there's so much richness. There's so much depth within what you want to share with us today. Unfortunately, we don't have endless time. So I want to get to the real points of what you want to share with our listeners. And you shared why a lot of women stay and why you chose to walk away. And we want to get into that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a lot of women, they stay a lot of times for the kids. And I kept a lot of secrets in the home where even for my children to even let them know. So when I did walk out, they didn't believe it. They didn't believe that it even happened. They thought, why is mom making this stuff up? She's just wanting to get out, you know? And so, but because I grew up in that picture perfect home, I had gotten that in my image, you know, that this is how it's supposed to be. And so I went through the motions of raising the children, being team mom, team sports, doing all this. And I loved it. That was my life. My life was all about family. And so, and leaving a legacy. And then, but that's not healthy, because I was being so protective of not just my children. I was protecting from family members, from the community. We were leaders in the mega church, and nobody in the mega church definitely didn't know it. I only had two friends that knew the details, and my parents had knew at some point as well. And so I kept it really hidden, and I was wearing a mask, literally. And so I went through the motions. I put a smile all over social media, and you know, we were the power couple, and that's why it was such a shock to everybody. And so people stay, I feel, and well, I'll give my personal experience. The reason why I personally stayed was because of the picture perfect home I wanted. And then as well, when your mind gets so twisted and manipulated, abuse is abuse, physical abuse and mental abuse, right?
Right.
Spiritual abuse as
Absolutely.
well, because there's spiritual abuse goes on all the time. And there was a lot of times that things were said, and it put condemnation, not conviction, but condemnation with words and the way that it was worded, you know, and stuff. So it messed with my mind, thinking that I wasn't worthy. I wasn't confident. I could not go forth and live my best life to the fullest. And I knew that there was something out there that was greater. There was life beyond the trees, beyond what reality even seemed, right? But I didn't know that until I started, developing myself to say, you know what, I had a granddaughter, and my granddaughter was a couple of years old, and God told me when she was born that she was going to be part of an Esther generation. And it was a couple of years after she was born is when God started really, I'll tell you this, as I got closer to God is when my eyes started opening.
Mm-hmm.
And I began to say, okay, Lord, this is your will. And I'm trying to run ahead of you all these years and get ahead of what your will is and try to do it my way and think I'm in the will of God. But I shouldn't. I had two wonderful children from that marriage, and I don't have any animosity towards him whatsoever today. God has totally healed me, but I stayed in a toxic relationship, and he'll admit that even today. It was toxic. We fought all the time, and there was physical abuse, but it was a lot of verbal abuse, And so I feel that men and women that go through this, that they want to cover it up. They don't want to let nobody know their business. And they think that somebody's going to judge them, especially if you're a leader in the church, you're a pastor in the church, you're a minister of music in the church. You can be, we were in leadership, and so I wanted to keep a perfect image of him. I could care less about the image of what people thought about me. And
we see that a lot. We see that a lot where there's problems in relationships, and instead of us trying to work them out, we're trying to mask.
Yes.
Who are we trying to help?
Exactly.
I'm trying to enjoy my everyday life, and I'm going to mask a problem.
Yes.
Well, it's because of trying to keep up the appearances. It's because of what you learned in your home. While your home seemed picture perfect, there was definitely you didn't learn how to do conflict. You didn't understand what was healthy and what was how you dealt with it. You said that back then there were no counselors. You didn't do premarital counseling. There were no mentors. And so that's the point of you sharing your story now, is so that you can let other people know that, hey, it is important to talk. It's important to go through these things with somebody.
Yes.
And understand that conflict resolution is one of the biggest things that you'll have to go through. It affects money. It affects your relationship. It affects how you raise your kids. How are you supposed to train them up in the way that they're supposed to go if you don't know what that is?
And if you have the arguments behind closed doors.
That's right.
Yeah, because that's what you saw with your parents. Like you didn't see them argue. You didn't see them confront each other.
Yes.
So you stayed in this relationship for your children, for the image, the ideal image of a perfect marriage. What else?
And for just the security. You talked about the finances, because when you're told, you'll never amount to nothing. You can't make it without me. Your family's not going to love you as much as they love, things like that, these things. And so you get in your head gets so damaged, and you're like, well, I can never make it. I never, so I stayed thinking, I kept saying, well, when my kids get out of school or when they get out of college, I kept saying like that. And finally, what broke it was I saw life beyond the trees. I grew closer to God. And as I grew closer to God, it's like I could see beyond what really was out there, that God wanted a purpose for me. He wanted joy in me. He wanted me to live my best life and not be insecure. He wanted me to know what my worth and my identity was. And I really got the full effect of it. And when I walked out of the marriage, it did cost me. So there's men and women that are listening to this today, and you're walking in fear of this, and it can cost you. But I'm telling you, if you serve God, He will always be there in some form or fashion. There was times I only had like $1 in my bank account. I didn't call my parents because I didn't want nobody to depend on, right? Because I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I went through a depression. I even tried to commit suicide at age 19, but this time I knew I wasn't going back. I wasn't going back to that state of depression where I was thinking of committing suicide, but I was in a depression, a deep depression. And how I rose out of that was God blessed me with people in my life. I got myself in a room. I'm always doing this when I do my motivation. Get yourself in the room, and the room will work for you. So where you want to grow. I wanted to grow into being the woman that God wanted me to be. And so I started sowing into other people. I would sow time. I'd sow interviews. I would sow different things. And then I would get myself in the room, and people didn't know that I was fighting depression and things like that. And I would get myself in the room, and I would be ministered to by them. And then I'd grow closer and closer and closer to God. And because I was doing this, God was getting people so back into me. Financial seeds were coming. I would sow right back. As soon as financial seeds come to me, I'd sow it right back out. And for the last 3 years, that's what I've done. I've walked by faith and not by sight in 2 Corinthians 5:7. And I'm telling you, God is amazing. So if you're fearful of leaving a situation because you're wanting to stay for your kids, or you're wanting to stay because of that public image that you have, or it's because of the security reasons of finances, you know what? if you get out of that situation, I can promise you there are people out here, they're mentors, they're coaches, because back then there wasn't, or either you were too ashamed to even acknowledge or even check it out. There's so many out here willing to help today, and it's becoming more aware where people are standing up and saying, hey, we're here to help you. And I didn't think nobody went through, I didn't think it happened in the church, right? I didn't think things like, and when I came out and I became a free bird, it's like all these people are showing up telling me, yeah, this happened in my home, and I'm a pastor's wife, or, or I did ministry. And I'm like, wow.
Right. Because it's breaking the silence.
Yes.
Breaking the silence is how you break the cycle,
Exactly.
honestly. And thank you again for sharing that, because you are right. There are people that are willing to help.
Yes.
There's people in the community. There are people in the church. There are definitely other organizations that are local. But I want to remind you of the National Domestic Violence Hotline number, because there are so many resources on there that we didn't even know were available. Like, I just go on it to see what types of things there are. There are forums. There's things that teach you other people how to help. They teach you what signs to look for in your friends, or what signs to look for in your spouse or your significant other.
Yes.
And that National Domestic Violence Hotline number is 1-800-799-7233. Again, it's 1-800-799-SAFE. The website is thehotline.org. And when you go on the website, one of the things that they tell you is that your internet history can be tracked. And so they want to make sure that you're safe even for that. So you can text them, you can chat them, because there are people, just like Robin said, that want to help, that there are people that have been through this, that have gotten out on the other side. So I love seeing you sit here in front of us smiling and victorious, and being able to tell and share just a portion of your very deep story, that there is hope on the other side. Yes. And thank you for giving that hope and allowing them to hear you.
Can I say one thing too? Through this, Tinasha made all those announcements of things that I do. That's all God that set those things up. And one of the things is I wrote a book called Catching the Vision to Focus Forward. It's a 31-day devotional for men and women. I give a challenge. I do a prayer, and my stories of things that how I persevered to step out into a new brave and a new bold. So, I would encourage somebody, if they can go on Amazon, to check it out and get it, because it really, I believe it's how it helped me. I wrote my story basically of how I overcome and how I chose to be brave and bold, in decisions.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Robin, for being here. And folks, I will encourage you to check her out. She is an advocate out there in the community. She's doing a lot on Facebook. How can people find you on Facebook?
Oh, Robin Shockley is my personal page, but go to Focus Forward with Robin. That is my Facebook page. I write quotes, do videos, motivation, things like that. And then also on Instagram is under Robin Shockley.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for joining us here.
You.
We hope to hear your full story in detail.
Yes. All right, Robin, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. I love being here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Let us remember that we are the United States of America. We are one race. That is the human race. Hate will not win. As we came together in 2011, let us be reminded that we are greater, stronger, and mightier together. Let us unite and fight terrorism, hatred, and discrimination. United we stand, divided we fall.
This message has been brought to you by C. Harper Services Enterprise.
From every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty.
I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows in music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
COVID-19 has changed the way we do everything. If you have a product or service, if you own a business, 106 Live Radio is the place for you. We've got some options for you, whether it's interviews, whether it's advertising, whether it's just sharing with our listening audience what it is you do. Please contact us at advertise at 106 Live Radio, and we will give you the options that will best serve you. Don't let COVID-19 destroy your business or entity. There's hope. Give us a call.
Presence is water.
I need your presence.
Presence is water.
This song's dedicated
to everyone.
Everyone who made it.
Yeah.
Through any test or trial.
Hopeless situation.
Hopeless situation. Now you have a story.
The angels can't sing.
Angels can't sing in glory.
You're redeemed.
You're redeemed from the hand of the enemy.
Yeah. Here we go.
Whether it's in the courtroom, fighting in the boardroom, trying to feed your family, kicked out underneath you.
God's able.
God is more than able. You can turn the table.
So turn and tell.
Turn and tell your neighbor. Now it's time to
yes.
turn the favor.
Can I get a witness?
Can I get a witness?
Just need one more.
Just need one more witness.
The God's still open the doors. He's still making ways. There are the saying that there ain't no way. And if you know this is true, get up, and say. Can't nobody say it like me. You don't know the story like me. Ooh, say. Nobody praise him like me. Say. Nobody praise him for me. He gave me the victory. Oh yeah. Here we go. Nobody ever had a sickness. Bound by any illness. Laid up in the sick room. The doctor said there's nothing he can do. Or they called your family. You cried out. Lord, please help me. 'Cause you knew. You deep down inside that you knew. Now let's fast forward. Hey. The doctors can't explain it. Some way, somehow you made it. Never stop believing. Now you're walking in your healing. Everything ain't perfect. Everything's not perfect, but you don't look like what you've been through. Now you can tell somebody. Now you can tell somebody if you didn't. You can I get a witness? Oh, just one more. Just need one more witness. The God's still working. Open the doors. He's still making ways. Yeah. You know this is true. I get up and say, ain't nobody tell it like me. Ain't nobody say it like me. You don't know the story like me. Yeah. It's my testimony. Ain't nobody praise it like me. Ain't nobody praise it for me. He gave me the victory. He gave me the victory. Oh.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Awesome. We are back here, 106 Live Radio. We are in the studio having fun talking about the stories that gives us, defining moments and allows us to find our way through life. We've heard a couple of them, and there's more. There's lots of people who are breaking the silence today. They're speaking like they've never spoken before, and we love it. Let's keep talking about it. Making awareness is possible. It's something that we need to talk about. And so Kimberley Sanders is here with me, hanging out, and I appreciate you.
Yep, this is it. This is what we do. I'm so happy that we got an opportunity to talk to both Mr. Davis, because we had heard his ex-wife's side, and then to be able to talk to him about his side. And we know that while there's always two sides to every story, there's also the truth that's in there, but you're also getting it from their perspective, through their filter, through what they had. And it's hard because on the outside, it's like you feel like they're not telling the truth. And we had Robin that shared the same thing, because she hid the abuse so well, because she had gotten so good at hiding it, that even her own kids didn't believe that this was something that was actually happening, even though she was standing in what was her actual truth. She was like, let me tell you what has been going on in my life and in my marriage. And so it's very hard sometimes to hear that truth. It's very hard to understand that it definitely comes from more than one place, and it's very hard for you to tell somebody, well, that's not how it really happened, because that's how they processed it, and that's how it was to them. And there's a difference between actual facts and sometimes what we feel.
Yes, and that's what I was trying to say. We cannot say that someone should not share, that story. Yes, there are times when I believe we may need the permission of our parents, maybe because we're going into such depth and such details about a story, or maybe the permission of an ex. And, but again, we still cannot say that you cannot share. I think it's a matter of you being courteous to say, Tinasha, you've done me this wrong. Can I share the story? Well, that's the courtesy you're extending to me, but you don't have to do that.
No, but it is important, because what we're doing here is we're promoting peace and grace. And we understand that there is a decency and order in the things and anything that God does. There is a time and a purpose, and there is a space and a reason and a season for everything.
Yes.
And that we can't just go through and do things. We want to keep it above reproach. We want to make sure that we are keeping it in decency and order. So we do want to make sure that you have an opportunity to share that story, because again, ending the violence starts with speaking. It starts with talking. It starts with knowing that somebody is there for you. Somebody wants to speak with you.
Yes.
And it's not about hiding. And that's one of the things that Robin said. She's like, not only did she have to speak her truth, and once she stopped trying to get ahead of God, once she started listening to what it was that God was saying and let him actually lead her, follow the steps and the path that he had for her, then it's when everything started happening. And so it is important to, and one other thing that she said it was important to own your truth, to own your part of it, because we play the blame game too often, and we only want to see it from the other side. I've seen it in so many counseling sessions and personal conversations with friends and family, where you get stuck in your story. How you said you were captivated by her story. You're like, I'm getting lost in your story, like, because there's so much interesting things going on with it. But you have to be able to own what you did wrong.
Sure.
It's like, yes, I know now I'm starting to learn some of the things. Now, what you did wrong did not cause the abuse. Abuse comes from an abuser. And that doesn't mean that the things that you do, like last week, the caller, our guest said, well, no, I had a sassy mouth, so maybe that had something to do with it. Like, you don't cause, even with being provoked, we are only in control of how we respond.
What's inside of you comes out.
And it's not,
when you're pressed.
Right. But I just didn't want to make it sound like, hey, when you own your side of it, you own your part of the story without saying, yes, I caused the abuse, but yeah, I did this wrong. I've learned. And that's the whole point of letting it process. And that's why I loved hearing so much of Robin's story, because she was able to give us a little bit of that. Hey, I stayed in this for 28 years, 29 total. And it's like, but I got out. And in these last 3 years of what she calls being a free bird, it's like so much has unveiled and so many things have become new and available to her.
Now, do you think it's a lot of people's story line up with this concept of staying in the marriage because of the appearance? And that's one. And then because of the security that it affords.
I mean, that's real. That's real, because it's a lot of times with abusive relationships, they will be controlling of the finances, and where you don't have access to the money, you don't, they will break down you emotionally and tell you that you don't have what it takes to survive on your own. They will keep things from you, like keeping money, keeping any access, even the keys to get out of the house, the car keys. You know, I knew one couple where he had left the house, but in the middle of the night, he came back and took the cars. And so she had no way out, and Uber wasn't a thing back then. So it was like, and with no money, like, how am I going to get a taxi to get anywhere? So it was another form of control, but people definitely, we stay, everybody has a different story, and we don't want to condemn the reason that you stayed. We want to provide a way out. So yes, if it is for the appearance, who you are is worth more than what other people see. That's not who you are. That is what they see in their opinion. You're more than that. So even if it's for your kids, to protect your kids, it's important, because what they see is what they try to emulate. What they see changes how they then deal with their own spouses and their own relationships. And both, we had that from callers last week, and we heard that from Robin. She said she grew up in a picture perfect home, and everything seemed perfect, and she never thought her parents argued, but that was a little bit of a disservice to her, because then she didn't understand how to process her anger. She didn't understand how to have those conversations, because it wasn't modeled for her, and because she didn't have that opportunity to have counseling or have anybody you know, with her to talk to.
And we've talked about that, how to disagree well. That was, you know, a big conversation that we had concerning, you know, confrontation and all of that, which is a good thing. It just means face-to-face interaction. But again, we want people to not feel controlled or not feel isolated or belittled or manipulated in relationships. And so we are breaking the silence. If you have a story, please call us at 404-464-8785. We'd love to hear from you. Keep it locked in. We'll be right back. 106 Live Radio.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Heart attacks and strokes don't stay home. So don't avoid the ER out of anxiety. Don't die of doubt. If you have an emergency, call 911. When seconds count, the hospital is the safest place to be.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you got to keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
Some statistics are surprising. Some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows and music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
Yeah, I don't really wanna be the wanna be. I can see them watching, but you just know what you see. Everybody's got their problems, so why they throwing stones at me? I know I'm not perfect, but you still said I'm clean. Whoa, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah. Me and God ain't talking much. I don't feel like I'm enough. Try to smile and say I'm good, but I feel like I'm giving up. Every day's another fight. Some days I wish I don't wake up. The other day my mother called and said she's worried about her son. I don't trust in anyone. Switching churches every month. I tried to tell my pastor friend. He told me chill, you'll be just fine. What kind of advice is that? Where the leaders go to bleed? You mean to say just hide your scars cause no one feels the same as me? Dang. When are we gonna be real? I know we got some real issues, but my God, he still heals. I was mentally exhausted, all these songs I kept forcing. I used to say no days off, cause I thought I'm supposed to, but that's not how it works. Jesus often withdrew. I reconnected to the Father, who am I without you? I'm done doing this alone, I know my God will come through. I know the valleys don't last, but the worries do. I don't really wanna be the wanna be. I can see them watching, but you just know what you see. Everybody's got their problems, so why they throwing stones at me? I know I'm not perfect, but you so said I'm clean. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah.
just wanna walk in my calling, but I get in the way. Sometimes I feel like I'm falling, like I've been led astray. And the world's been a cold place lately, so I dress warm, trust God, and pray for better days. Every day I'm reminded of your amazing grace, but even though I know I end up falling flat on my face, I never want to be somebody I'm not. So I pray you keep me grounded, plant my feet on the rock. Whenever they try to throw one, you just throw up a block, protecting and keeping me from going over the top. And as the world turns, I'm gonna hold on tighter than I ever have before. I got a grip like Spider-Man, and I pray like it's the job I always wanted, for love and serenity to be present the way you planned, And I know sometimes I don't understand it, but it's the peace of God that surpasses all understanding.
I really wanna be, I wanna be. I can see them watching, but you just know what you see. Everybody's got their problems, so why they throwing stones at me? I know I'm not perfect, but you still say
all I see is blessings, got no time for stressing. Don't believe in failures in my life, it's only lessons. They just making room for what I'm on now. I don't got a clue, but I know the one who does know how. Oh wow, it's like I'm learning the game with the maker I already know now. Destiny has my name, know it's coming, it'll never go. I know that we all gonna be alright. We gon' make it through if it takes us all night. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming our way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way. Our way, our way. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way.
I can't say that life's been perfect or complain, cause life's been worth it. And all because of who he is working, only working out for my God. And no more living in that fear, no more tears and no. Oh, he's working me and molding me who he wants me to be.
I know that we all gonna be alright. We gon' make it through if it takes us all night. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming our way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way. Our way, our way. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way.
I can see the blessings, I can feel your presence, leaning on the change in my heart for your endeavors. I pray I'm your reflection, I fiend for your correction. The cross brought the connection, and through Jesus is perfection. Life done hit me crazy, been more stressed than ever. Living like whatever, through the rain I feel you drawing closer. Lord, make me better, take me, shape me, use me, I am yours. Take me, break me for the glory of the Lord. Okay, not only does he hold me when I'm down and feel I'm folding, he my coach when I'm the goalie, never lonely. Got that hope in he who holy, holy, holy. Keep that rugged cross all on me, need that spirit to control me. Seek that word to come and mold me, yeah. It's like I can feel the blessings coming my way, yeah. It's like I can feel the blessings coming my way.
I know that we all gonna be alright. We gon' make it through if it
takes us all night. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming our way, yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way, our way, our way. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way, yeah.
106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader.
Streaming live from Atlanta to a global audience on your favorite device. From Source of Wellness Media, we are 106inspiration.com.
The Tinasha Gray Radio Show on 106 Live Radio. Experience the difference.
Hello? Am I on? Okay, go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming tonight. I got a young man I want to introduce you to. We call him Ike Nice. Oh yeah, I'm a music major.
With tears rolling down your face, with your heart feeling like it's gon' break, when your earth feels like it's about to shake, when you've taken all that you can take, just remember where your help comes from. Realize you got somewhere to run. Don't worry about what you're going through. Instead of worrying, here's what you can do. Praise him anyway. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You should praise him anyway. Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen. I'm just like you. If you cut me, I'm gon' bleed. I got wants just as well as I got needs. I've been hungry and not had no food to eat, and been knocked down as soon as I got on my feet. Lord, it was you that helped me understand, and it was you that never let go of my hand. I promise that I'll always give you praise. No matter what this world brings my way, I'll praise you anyway. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna lift my hands, oh, right in the middle of it. I'm gonna do my dance, oh, right in the middle of it. I'm gonna shout for joy, right there, right there. Now clap your hands now. Oh,
is he doing all right?
And do your dance now, right in the middle of it. You ought to praise him anyway. Whatever your situation is, put him in the middle of it. No matter what you're going through, the battle's not yours, it's the Lord. Hey, if you're sick, you should praise him. If you're hurt, if you're broke, if you're down, you should praise him. Whatever you're going through, just praise him. He knows what you're going through. Praise him. Praise him. Come on and clap your hands. Right there. Right there. Come on and do your dance. Believe it or not, God in heaven's the praises of all his people. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Clap your hands now.
This has been another Music Major production. I can't hear y'all clapping.
It's the Tinasha Gray Radio Show, brought to you by Source of Wellness Ministries, counseling and wellness education. Live well, move well, and be well.
Classic. Corner music.
told you that you couldn't do it cause you're washed up. Ain't like them bad girls said you should get your sauce up. But I got this plan and you might not understand. I'ma go hard as I can and I'm gonna be the boss of it. Just watch me do this, put no limits on the swag on it. Walk right up to the front where I belong and brag on it. Go to the top, I'ma give it all I got. Might take a lot, but we ain't gonna ever stop. I do believe I'm something special, can't take that from me. So you can say what you want, I go harder, stronger, be who I'm supposed to be. Cause I'm unstoppable, I get all the way in it. That's the way I was made and I'm up on my business. Cause I'm unstoppable, ain't no hoping and wishing. Say a prayer, catch a wave, then I go out and get it. I can be what I want, try it if I want. Empowered by the king and he won't let me fall. Cause I'm unstoppable, nah, 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 he won't let me fall. No, cause I'm unstoppable. I dream about it, I go get it, that's how I do it. Not in the stars, I'm not lucky, I just pray through it. Fall on my face and I might make mistakes, but I don't let it break me, cause I'm still on my way. I do believe I'm something special, can't take that from me. So you can say what you want, I go harder, stronger, be who I'm supposed to be. Cause I'm unstoppable, I get all the way in it. That's the way I was made and I'm up on my business. Cause I'm unstoppable, ain't no hoping and wishing. Say a prayer, catch a wave, then I go out and get it. I can be what I want, try it if I want. Empowered by the king and he won't let me fall. Cause I'm unstoppable, nah, 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 he won't let me fall. Cause I'm unstoppable. Come what may, I rest in his safety. Winds may blow, waves won't overtake me. Tears in my eyes, but I'm still gonna survive. Cause he's incredible, he's powerful, and I will rise from the bottom cause he's inside. Cause I'm unstoppable, I get all the way in it. That's the way I was made and I'm up on my business. Cause I'm unstoppable, ain't no hoping and wishing. Say a prayer, catch a wave, then I go out and get it. I can be what I want, try it if I want. Empowered by the king, he won't let me go. Cause I'm unstoppable, nah, 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 he won't let me fall. Cause I'm unstoppable, nah, 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 he won't let me fall. No.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
We're here. Talking about domestic violence. We have heard some stories on today and in the past week. And what we found is that there's some similarities. But I do want to point our attention to one of the quotations I heard. And it was, break up with fear and engage faith. Break up with fear, she said. Kick fear to the door. That was our guest, Betsy Evans Bennett. She flew in from New York City and came into the studio. Of course, did all the preliminary testings with COVID to make sure that she was safe, but came into the door and spoke so highly about her parental abilities as a single mom. And we appreciate that even after being married, I think it was 10 years or so, that she's able to do this just, gracefully. And so today we've talked to Mr. Davis, who is the ex-husband of a different story that we heard last week, and just hearing his side and just understanding that, we're not here trying to figure it out, trying to sort things out, but we are definitely here to break the silence, to give voice. And Kimberley is with me, so we're together. We were able to be strong for each other in the midst of tough moments on today's show. And I thank God for you being in studio today.
Yes, in studio, not in the closet, but actually in the studio is where I am with you. I gotta tell you, last night I was thinking, I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like going to the studio tomorrow. I like my closet, but it's important to be here because I wouldn't have been able to meet Miss Robin. I wouldn't have been able to have conversations off with Mr. Davis and his ex-wife and his son as well. We are in the midst. We are in day 12 of October 2020. And as you know, we've said this several times that October is the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I wanted to share with you some of the things that I looked. Tinasha last week asked me, what are some of the things that you can look for in your friends? And so I talked about when they start avoiding you, when they stop dropping conversations, when you start to see that they don't allow you to come over as much, when they have a lot of excuses for the significant other or other things that are happening. But I want some things for you to look out for within your own relationship. Like extreme jealousy, not just I want to know where you are, but I need to know everything about you. I've got trackers on your phone. I'm showing up to where you are. I had that happen once to me where this was way before we had smartphones and way before that you could even track and find my friends. And I was on a payphone. And I turned around and the guy was right there outside of the payphone. And I'm like, what are you doing? How in the world did you find out where I was? So that was one of those conversations that we had to have immediately because it's like, I'm not playing this stalker game. That's not something that we do. But extreme jealousy, that's one thing. Controlling behavior. And controlling behavior, we talked about controlling finances. We talked about controlling what goes on, what you do, allowing you to see your friends, not allowing you to see your friends. Quick involvement. That's one thing. Love at first sight. Oh my gosh, I'm so charming. I love you so much. I've never met anybody like you. And they're telling you about how great you are and how they're trying to draw you in with this great big intensity. And everything is so big and so grand. And it feels like a fairy tale, but you know within your heart that something just isn't right, because they just come straightway in. I see Antheon has come to sit next to me. Antheon, do you have something to say?
Antheon, our station photographer, is in the house. We know he got something to say. He's been listening while on the road.
Well, I do have something to say. And listening in to Mr. Davis today, I heard some things that were kind of vital. At one point, I thought you guys kind of like cut him off. But then I did realize after having a conversation with Ms. Kimberley that, sometimes when we think, when we think that certain people have, or they think they have healed, they really haven't gotten to that healing point. One of the things that Satya and I discussed when we even put this stuff together is like, we didn't want people to come in to see whose domestic violence case was more severe than the other. We just wanted people to tell their stories and whatnot. But in so many times, like when I went out before COVID, when I went to the different events, it's like it was like almost like a competition as to who went through more violence than another person did. There was a post on Facebook and I got like all kind of flarebacks from my comment. But the post was basically saying like, and I got to downplay it a little bit from the language that was used. But the post was, if you're not, if you have strong love, if you're not real about giving strong love of loving a person hard, then keep it to yourself because the rest of the world is not ready for it. Well, my take on it was, I don't believe that you should love a person hard. I think that you should love a person right. And when you love a person hard, as you just mentioned, Ms. Kimberley, those are times when you have those individuals that want to have that stronghold on you. Those people that want to stalk you in a sense, or just feel like they have to know everything about you. I've had women to tell me that, like, being in a relationship, they should be able to answer your phone, just by being in a relationship. I totally disagree with that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. But you can love a person right, and you don't have to love them hard.
Why not love them hard if you're loving them right? I mean, if you're pouring your love,
but
pour it out.
So to me, if you're loving a person hard, that means that, to me, from my experiences in life, when somebody told me they loved me hard, those are the type of relationships that I had. They were overpowered. They wanted to know where I was at every moment of the day. They wanted to know, like, if my phone rang at a certain time.
That's a wrong concept of what hard love is.
but that's what I experienced, though. But so that's why I said, when you love people hard, like, even some of the guys that I've spoken to who have done domestic violence, that's what they said.
That's harsh.
They love their woman hard. Harsh and hard. So, hey.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what your definition is. It's good that you asked, like, what does it mean to you to love hard? Because for Tinasha, clearly she's thinking something different.
Heavy love. Come
love
on
hard
now.
means to her is, I'm loving.
Pour it all out.
Everything. I'm giving you everything. And you're like, no, loving hard is I'm overdoing it. I'm doing too much. I'm getting past that, giving you everything to where I am giving you only what I want you to have. So it's manipulative. It's controlling. And that's what we're trying to, point out to you, like the things, like I said, extreme jealousy, like that's another way of controlling your behavior. And you isolate them, you keep them from their friends, you keep them away. I need to know who's on your phone. I need to know who you're talking to. I need to know what you're doing every set. Now, there should be some transparency. Like, in my household, if you have a lock on your phone, it doesn't matter if it's my husband or if it's my kids, we all have the passwords. Like, you get into, like, there is no secrets when it comes to, like, who's calling you at, 9 o'clock at night, or who's calling you at 11 o'clock at night. We can have those conversations without me feeling the need to go in and let me go back and check and see what's going on in your phone. Let me check and see, because when you get into the point of distrust, that's when you open up a whole lot of other doors that happen. And once that distrust gets in there, we know how the enemy works. And we know that if you give him a crack in the door, he's going to come in and take a foothold.
So you need to crack.
And when you get that distrust in there, then it manifests into something else. Then you start having, okay, I can't trust anything you're doing. What is it? Are you even telling me the truth right now? And then you start digging and looking for what has to be their motives, and you're looking past what it is that they're actually saying. And then you start having arguments in your head about what you think that they're talking about without even listening anymore. So it morphs into something completely different.
Okay.
So,
So what's your take on loving hard, Miss Kimberley?
All right. So you say loving hard. I guess I'll be somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure that loving hard is even something that I've even thought of, a concept of putting those two words together. Like, if I love, like, I'm all in. That's the kind of person I am. And that kind of sounds like what Tinasha says, like, I'm loving heavy. But when I'm all in, like, I want to be everything that we need to be for each other. I don't need to be your everything, because that's your responsibility to take that to God. I can't be your Jesus for you. I can't be your God for you. But if you need me, I'm there. I have been in delivery rooms. I have done things for friends that I shouldn't have. I've showed up at the door and put her and her 2 car seats in the car, even though he wouldn't let the kids come out of the house. I've been there, and I was a $105 back then. What do I need to do? Be putting myself in harm's way? But I will love my friends completely. So I love, but I've learned limits. I've learned new boundaries. So young me, loving hard was just I'm loving all the way. I'm giving you everything. I'm keeping it 100 with you all the time. I'm doing everything that I feel that I need to do. Now I've learned that loving completely and being all in is not just giving you everything that I need, but actually paying attention to what you need as well. And so I've learned how to be, to get into that balance of where my needs meet your needs, and that's where we need to be. So I don't just push my agenda. I don't just show up and tell you what I need to do for you. I don't just show up and wash my friend's dishes, even though I get over there and she's in tears and the baby's crying and there's so much other stuff that I want to do. And I know that I want to do it, but I also know that she does not want me to do that for her. It's like, I want to love you in this way, but I can't have my way of loving be overcome what you need. So I've had to learn that different set of balance. So now current me loves different than young me did.
Yeah. And I say, I like what you said about loving right, doing right by the person, because there's just no other way. If not, it's not love.
Right.
It's you masterminding whatever you think it's love, but it won't be. It'll be selfish. It'll be not sacrificial. I believe in sacrificial love, the love that goes beyond what I want to do. And as Kimberley said, it's really based on what you love. And we talked about this last week too, about loving people based on how they receive love.
Right.
Because I can give you gifts all day long, but all you need is some quiet time with me, So it goes into that vein as to me getting to know you. And we were saying too that you must be fully known with all your flaws and everything, and still yet love. And that's, to me, is the real deal. And later on, I'll play the song, one of my favorite, Heavy Love. And that's going to give you a good indication of how we can pour it on.
Yes,
I love you, brother.
I love you.
Keep it locked in. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Philadelphia. Local time is 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is 67 degrees. At this time, you are now free to use your cellular devices.
You know that feeling when you get to turn your phone on after the plane lands? You can have that feeling every time you drive. Make sure your cell phone is stowed away whenever you are behind the wheel.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change, called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom. The freedom to live without fear, to drive through all 50 states, to sleep safely in our own beds, the freedom to jog where we please, to watch birds in the park, to wear a hoodie, the freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because no matter your religion, gender, disability, age, race, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows in music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
Heartache, heartbreak, pain, that's the only song we sing. That's the only thing life seems to bring, yeah. But tonight, we going to a place few speak of. Great grandmama and granddaddy love, yeah. Healing and love, yeah. The divorce rate is out of control. Too many broken homes I know. It gets hard, y'all, and that's why we gotta take it to God, y'all. Love each other now. Oh, your sister, your brother now. Hold on, don't let go. You need a dose of that heavy love. You can't move it, you can't shake it, you can't beat it, you can't take it. It's unchanging. Heavy love, it ain't changing. Heavy love, so much power, so much patience. It's a love, so amazing. It ain't moving. Heavy love, it ain't breaking. Heavy love, it. I wanna live in a world where mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, coming up together as one. Yeah, in a place with two people who know that they need one another. Not only fall in love, yeah, but stay in love, yeah. Hang in there. At times when you're hurting the worst, that's when love feels the best. Yeah, that's when it matters the most. Yeah, so find your lover, find your friend. Tell the one you love that you need them. Yeah, give them a dose of that heavy love. You can't move it, you can't shake it, you can't beat it, you can't take it. It's unchanging. Heavy love, it ain't changing. Heavy love, so much power, so much patience. It's a love, so amazing. It ain't moving. Heavy love, it ain't breaking. Heavy love, talking about that 20 years, 30 years, 40 year love. That's the power of the heavy love. So much power, heavy love. I'm talking about that one, that only, loving you my whole life. That's the love. Heavy love, heavy love, heavy love, heavy love. You can't move it, you can't shake it, you can't beat it, you can't take it. It's unchanging. Heavy love, it ain't changing. Heavy love, so much power, so much patience. Yeah, it's a love, so amazing. It ain't moving. Heavy love, it ain't breaking. Oh, heavy love.
I know it's all you've got to just be strong. And it's a fight just to keep it together. I know you think that you are too far gone, but hope is never lost. Hope is never lost.
In the darkest of times, it is hard to see a way out until it's too late. Domestic violence is a Goliath that a lot of us don't have the weaponry or the tools to defeat. 1 out of 4 women and 1 out of 8 men will experience domestic violence at some point in their life, and the numbers continue to increase. Battery to women is the leading death over muggings, car accidents, and rape combined. And more than 10 million children every year will witness this tragedy. This causing depression, hopelessness, and worst of all, suicide. We here at 106 Live Radio want to bring you the facts and encourage everyone to help break the silence, report the signs, and break this cycle. Together, we can end this abuse. Together, we can fight against domestic violence. And together, we can be the light in the darkest of times.
Hold on, don't let go. Hey, hold on, don't let go. Just stay one step closer. Put one foot in front of the other. You'll get through this. Just follow the light in the darkness. You're gonna be okay.
Mayday, mayday. The earth is shaking. Who gon' save the babies from another bloody Sunday? I'm singing mayday, mayday. They love me or they hate me for my skin color, but you say I am your brother.
Yes. The government keep lying to me, telling me that they come to set the people free, but the power falls when you catch us on the knees. Heaven please, we're in a state of emergency. See, we need a strong God, yeah. We need the real God, yeah. The God with the resurrection power from the grave. Take away the hate to heal the human race, yeah. We need a strong God. So we need a, yeah.
Say mayday, mayday. They said the climate changing, the poor people in the cold, but you keep preaching to their soul. But we don't leave till everybody's free, and we won't sleep till everybody eats. Until lives matter, more than times matter.
The government keep lying to me, telling me that they're gonna set the people free, but the power falls when you catch us on the knees. Heaven please, we're in a state of emergency. See, we need a strong God. Real strong, yeah. We need a real God. Yeah. The God with the resurrection power from the grave, to take away the hate, to heal the human race. See, we need a strong God. So we need a. Let's go.
Yeah. Justice. We want change, we want peace and no more pain. To be equal, to be free. My in-stream is what I need. We want justice, we want change, we want peace and no more pain. To be equal, to be free. My in-stream is what I need.
Just don't preach the gospel. Be the gospel.
My country, tears of thee, sweet land of liberty. When will we finally see we need a strong God? Yeah, the government keep lying to me, telling me that they're gonna set the people free, but the power falls when you catch us on the knees. Heaven please, we're in a state of emergency, cause we need a strong God, yeah. We need the real God, the God with the resurrection power from the grave, to take away the hate, to heal the human race. So we need a strong God. So we need a God.
Mayday, mayday.
Yeah.
Say mayday, mayday.
Yeah.
Mayday, mayday.
This is the Tinasha Gray Show on 106liveradio.com.
I gotta have you, oh Lord, I gotta have you. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, yeah, gotta have you, yeah. You make me as happy as I can be, your love is a guarantee. In a world of changes, you and I together stay on my mind. You are the truth and the light. There's no other way. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, I gotta have you. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, gotta have you, yeah. Look at how you turn my world inside out. I'm loving what you're about. You won my faith, 'cause I saw when you picked my life up again, and still became my best friend, yeah. Now every day I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, gotta have you. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, hey, gotta have you. If you take your love away from me, I don't know what I would do. Oh, no. See, there's a giant hole in my heart that can only be filled by you. Oh, only you. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you. Oh, Lord, gotta have you. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, gotta have you. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, gotta have you. I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, I gotta have you, oh Lord, gotta have you. I gotta have you. One more time. Let me say, I gotta have you. Hey. I gotta have you.
Lifting Atlanta through inspiration, education, and empowerment. It's the Tinasha Gray Radio Show. Experience the difference on 106liveradio.com.
Hopefully you have experienced a difference. On today's show, we're talking all things domestic violence, and we're sprinkling a little bit of breast cancer awareness. I'm your host, Tinasha Gray, and I've truly enjoyed this day. It's had its ups and downs, its highs and lows, but really, I think it is the description of life. Life, that's what life is. You know, sometimes the road's not always going to be smooth and red carpet laid out for you, but I tell you, we have to learn to adapt and be all things to all people. And in this season, we find that it's even more important. I have Kimberley here with me right here in the studio. We're enjoying Antheons and Nods. Look at him. He's doing what he does best. And we're posing for the camera. So, Kimberley, what are your final thoughts on today's broadcast?
Again, I really enjoyed today because we were able to get through and we were able to talk about different sides of the story. We heard from the other side, the man that was accused of the abuse, and we heard from his ex-wife last week, and we heard his side of the story, and we were able to get more of the balance to find out, like, where are we, and what can we do. He was able to give us some good points on the importance of premarital counseling, the importance of having those deep conversations, on what not to do. And there is no excuse for putting your hands, no matter what happens. There's no excuse for putting your hands on a woman unless it's life-threatening, because you can still protect your own life or protect your kids. And then we got to hear from Miss Robin, whose story is so inspiring. I mean, she even told us she's in a movie. She's in a movie basically portraying a woman who is very similar to her. And we can't wait until she can come back and tell us that it is officially released. It's in post-production right now. But just how God has opened up the doors once she actually got out and started following what it was that was the truth of his truth, and not getting ahead of him, not trying to do this thing on her own. But what she really decided to do was get out from under anybody else's direction and just follow God. And that was an opportunity. Just even getting down here today, she had a testimony. Like, everything that she's done has been a testimony.
You know what I liked about her story? I love the fact that she owned the truth in that I stayed in this relationship because of my kids. Lots of people don't say that. They stay, and it's a silent reason why they stayed. She said she stayed because she wanted the security, the financial security that the family afforded her. And also, her next point was, I stayed because I wanted the appearance that my marriage was okay. How many times are we, seeing people do that? We don't believe that is right, but do they ever own up to say, these are the reasons why I stayed? And today we have people who are doing the very thing. They're not happy. They're totally in distress, but they're staying in the abuse.
Right.
We're shining the light.
What we have to do, I've said it a couple of times, there's a couple of domestic violence websites, and they talk about breaking the silence to break the cycle. Those are two big hashtags that they had. And it's very important to go ahead and speak out and to say those things, and to be the one that says, I got out, let me help you. I got out, this is what I did. Or I didn't leave because of this, but let me own where my mistake was, because you learn. One of the things is that God doesn't allow us to go through things that are more than what we can handle, but we can learn through the things. They're like, well, how did God allow me to go through this? Because some of the things are the decisions that we've made, because it's not all God. Like, we blame God a lot, and we say, well, if God was a good God, he wouldn't have let me be abused. He wouldn't have let this happen. But some of the things are not beyond God, but there are results of things that we have done and things that other people have done. And there are lessons that we can learn, and there's testimonies, and why that has never been his goal for us to go through this pain, and for you to go through that abuse, and for you to have your body broken, your spirit broken, your emotions torn down. But there's hope on the other side of that, because there are victorious stories. There are stories about being an overcomer. There are stories of how to help somebody else out of that situation that maybe we found ourselves in. Like Robin said, there were signs beforehand, but shame kept her to keep going. She was embarrassed because her parents had put money down for the wedding, and they didn't have a lot of money to do that. And so she went ahead on with the wedding. There's people that say, well, I stayed because of this, and I held on because of that. And now they are learning that that wasn't the best way, and they are sharing a way out. They're putting their hand out. They're pulling you up, and those stories are important, because that's the way that we break the silence, is by our words, and by us sharing these stories and getting into it and understanding who we are is not what we've been through, but I can definitely help you by sharing that testimony.
Hashtag my life matters.
My life matters.
And we're talking about that because what we do know is that people are overcoming the challenges of domestic violence. So if you're in the city of Atlanta, please join us. Join us as we climb the mountain. We're going to climb to the top of Stone Mountain this Saturday. We're inviting you to come out in record numbers, because we want to honor domestic violence awareness. If you've survived anything, whatever it is, a dog's bite, if you've survived some real hard stuff, come on out. Let's demonstrate the ability to overcome together. And again, go to hashtag always live in Atlanta and you'll find some more information. Thank you so much, guys. Kimberley, I appreciate you. Do you have final thoughts or where people can find you here on this day?
All right. Well, as usual here, I am on Mondays with the Tinasha Gray Show on 106 Live Radio. You can also reach me at Revive Renew Counseling at gmail.com. My website is rnrcounselors.com. And you can reach me on Instagram, revive.renew. Reviving and renewing, that's what I'm talking about. That's what my ministry is. That's what my counseling, that's what all my hashtags are. It's about getting revived, to put that life back, to gain it back in, and to renew your sense of worth, your sense of being and knowing who you are. Those are my strong things. So I appreciate being here as usual. And I appreciate Anthony right here with this camera in my face. It's not as comfortable as every other day, hiding away in my closet with just my earphones on, looking like a teenager. But I do appreciate the voice that we're allowing people to have. I appreciate what we're doing here on the Tinasha Gray Show on 106 Live Radio. It is, you have a voice. You're not alone. It is important. And your story matters. And remember again that national hotline number is 1-800-799-7233. There are resources, there are blogs, there are chats. They are available 24/7. Somebody cares. Somebody is there. All right, Tinasha.
And folks, I thank you so much, Kimberley. And what I have to say is, as always, go for it and maximize your time, maximize your age. Every opportunity that presents itself to you, make the most of it. Love hard. Yes, not harsh. Love hard. Right here, Tinasha Gray, encouraging you to stick with us. We have the Throwbacks Party at the top of the hour. Blessings.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Heart attacks and strokes don't stay home. So don't avoid the ER out of anxiety. Don't die of doubt. If you have an emergency, call 911. When seconds count, the hospital is the safest place to be.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.